What's going on, Sickness.net? It's your boy, the Coop. We're back at you with another interview. This time we're gonna bring you guys something a little bit different content than what we normally bring. This guy might not be too familiar with him on the Sickness Network, but that's what this interview is for, to get you guys aware of him and what he got going on. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the listeners?
Peace, everybody. My name is DJ Free Leonard. I'm the first cousin of Leonard Peltier. He's a political prisoner who's been locked up for 40 years. And I'm his first cousin, raising awareness in hip-hop with all the different hip-hop artists and making music to try to free him.
Now, you said it's your cousin, and his name is Leonard, hence you guys where he gets the name, the DJ name, DJ Free Leonard. He's been locked up for 40 years, but can you talk to us a little bit about the allegations and why he's been having to be a prisoner for so long?
Yes. 40 years ago, there was a shootout on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota between the American Indian Movement and over a dozen U.S. paramilitary groups. And pretty much the government was taking over 1/5 of the land and turning it over to corporations. And also during this time, it was a violent time on the reservation known as the Reign of Terror. So Leonard Peltier was asked with other members of the American Indian Movement to come to the reservation to try to take a stance and to secure order. So the American Indian Movement was like the Black Panther Party, where they patterned off the Black Panther Party and tried to organize and use self-defense to the community. And so during this time on June 26, 1975, there was a shootout, and the U.S. was raiding the reservation, and 2 agents and a native were killed. And the jury found out that the 2 A members were found not guilty by reason of self-defense because the jury understood what was going on the reservation, and the truth was heard. And Leonard was in a second trial, where in his trial they made up a new theory and a new evidence, and they made up a whole new case contradicting that first trial where 2 people were found not guilty, and Leonard was falsely convicted. And just looking at the 2 trials, you can see how he's innocent. And the native man who was killed, Joe Stuns, his death was never investigated. He was shot by a sniper. And pretty much there's been a worldwide movement to free Leonard Peltier, and he almost got freed in '99 through Bill Clinton, but it didn't happen. And many world leaders such as Nelson Mandela, who passed away, and the late Mother Teresa, the late Coretta Scott King, and a lot of major human rights leaders have come to try to help Leonard because they know he's innocent, and he's maintained his innocence. So I'm trying to keep the word alive about him, about what's going on, because a lot of people have given up. So I'm using hip-hop to get the message out, and then also to carry on what he was fighting for in the first place as far as native rights and stuff.
Now, you just mentioned it's been a long road, 40 years, and you said a lot of people have given up during the time. Now, how is Leonard? How is his spirits after being away for 40 years from the world?
Well, when I visited him last year, his spirits were high. He was, he had a good sense of humor, and he was, he's suffering from, and I was giving him suffering from serious health conditions such as losing partial eyesight and possible diabetes and possibly some other serious health conditions. So he's hanging in there, and he's doing the best he can, but he really wants to just spend his days with his family and on the reservation and trying to help the community. But he's been in 40 years, and actually today's February 5th, and today's the exact day 40 years ago he was arrested. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So You said he was on 2009. He was almost let go, but slipped through the fingers of the system. It's 2015. 5 years, 6 years later. How much are you guys any closer to getting back to how it was when Clinton was there and he almost had the opportunity of coming home now that Obama's in office?
Well, for Obama, it seems like he's more likely than any president in U.S. history would even consider it. So, that's something we're holding on to. And Leonard's doing it for executive clemency. And pretty much there's been, grassroots efforts that's died down and have risen over the years. And there's often going for two to keep him locked up, too, so by the government and by supporters. So, people are against him, not supporters of his. So, but then there's a lot of, it's really deep. He was an organizer before he was locked up, and a warrior, and they were maintaining his native traditions is very important, and the cultural practices and all that. It is very important to him. But as far as the campaign and with Obama, we're just praying and pretty much, doing he has lawyers taking care of the legal aspects. So, I work with I'm part of the youth leadership, and I also go around to different schools and festivals and stuff and speak and stuff. And then I feel like the best way to, 3 years ago, I felt like the best way to really do this was to work as DJ Free Leonard, and I put out a project in 2010, and about 5 years ago now. So, and ever since then, it's been a real, raised a lot of awareness in hip hop in itself, and try to give something else, some people something else to listen to, something a little balance out there,
And you mentioned those projects that was you released in 2010. The Free Leonard Peltier hip hop contribution to Freedom campaign, that was in 2010. It featured several notable artists from Talib Kweli to Tash of the Alcoholics, DJ Fresh, and one of the Dead Prez and more. You also did something in 2013. You're currently working on a project now. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I'm in the studio right now working on a political party.
You also have a video out for that right now, right?
Yeah, My Politics is a video, shot Mr. Tower, the whole shebang, and Kill the Computer, and then I have another one, Power to the People, featuring Lucky I Am, the Living Legends. It's going to drop in maybe maybe a few more weeks, probably line it up alongside the tour and stuff.
Got it. So you mentioned the political party is the album. Who are some of the artists that have contributed to your cause with this new project, upcoming project?
Well, this project was different than the previous ones, as the previous ones were like collection of different materials, like mixtape compilation style, where there's all original recordings as far as an album goes, but as different artists is coming, like different content or different perspectives spread throughout the album. And on Political Party, it's mainly my spoken word, which is it's been described as like a futuristic, spoken word style, where it has the rhyme structure, of hip hop, but it's done in spoken word deliberately to get across the message of this serious campaign we have going on. And so, even I worked with, I went to the studio and I worked with Brother Jay of X Clan, legendary group X Clan from the 80s. I did a track, and I also went to the studio with EA Ski, the multi-platinum producer, that sounds like the Bay Area Dr. Dre, pretty much. And we did a track called Pine Ridge Res, and that's all about Leonard Peltier's case. And, it pretty much was just a lyrical piece about what we talked about earlier. So that one I did because I wanted to get a West Coast producer that's, that makes real music that, that people would be expecting us to, do something on Pine Ridge Res, so that was an honor to do that track, and we may be doing another track soon, probably for the next project. But for this one, it was EA Ski, and I've been working on the Deucey Clips of the Zion I crew, and Deucey Clips has not only recorded and engineered everything, he's produced a lot of the beats, and we've done 5 songs, and he's part of the group Bang Data, so they're it's been an honor to work with these different artists and stuff, and a lot of the artists from the previous projects will, I'm doing songs with them as well, and they're, getting to follow up on stuff they recorded for Leonard, and, it's just really creating ways, just figuring out ways to make new songs and to make to pick out different things about the case, but then about the culture as well, and about the politics that surround all this too. So not every track's going to be about Leonard, but then it's something's going to be relevant to what we're fighting for.
Got it. Now, do you have a release date yet?
Well, I'm shooting for springtime, like March or April. But once I did the track with Brother Jay at X-Land, and we recorded down in Echo Park Studios, where like Snoop Dogg recorded a few of his projects at, and the engineer was actually one of Kendrick Lamar's engineers, he's recording with Kendrick Lamar right now. And I went to that session and I really brought the best I could. And after that session, Brother Jay was talking about working with me to more extent, more songs, and help bring out the project to a certain extent. So I'm going back into the studio to do that with Brother Jay, and then what comes out of those sessions, and then everything we're going to put out. But Brother Jay really doesn't want to rush things, but then I'm kind of like, we got to get things out because Obama's going to be out of office in 2 years, so we're trying to raise as much awareness as possible. So it's having to trying to work with the politics that work with hip hop too. There's a Leonard Peltier Defense Offense Committee, and that's the name of his organization. So if you put that up on Facebook or whatnot, that'll pop up. But yeah, definitely just figure out a way to get just to follow something I'm putting out there, and I'll definitely we'll be out there with helping get the word out about the projects we need support on, and not just music, but really organizing. And then when the music, it will always be there to kind of document what we're doing. But then it's a real point of this is really to free Leonard Peltier and free all political prisoners. So if you like the music, that's good. But we hope you respect the campaign.
Makes much sense. I'm definitely going to be getting on Netflix, hitting the documentary section, checking this one out, get some more knowledge and a visual on what's going on. Like I said, I appreciate you taking the time, man, to do this interview with us. You guys can go on YouTube, or you can also go to Cygnus.net, and you can check out My Politics. That's on the front page now. I'll be adding Speed of Life as well as the documentary. So if you are listening to this interview and you want to see those visuals, check out the front page. They will be up. And anything else?
No, I really appreciate Cygnus.net, giving the platform to get this hip hop, because I really, really appreciate it. You guys were one of the first to jump on board and to really help get this out there, and you guys helped me out. So I really, really thank you on this.